In this video, I'm going to unbox the GSi Creos PS.770 Procon Boy, the Platinum Series. Let's get into it right now. Okay, let's go ahead and pull it out of here. Okay, so we have some instructions, parts information, quick guide for some troubleshooting and cleaning. You can see once you pull the airbrush out of the sleeve, it's in a plastic case. Comes with the regular tool to remove your nozzle. Also comes with this valve so that you can hook it up to a portable air source like an air canister. And the airbrush itself, take the protective rubber cap off. You can see the air cap, pretty fancy, but I usually take that off anyway. You've got the MAC valve underneath, which can adjust the flow of air coming through the front of the airbrush. The trigger on a fairly decent angle, but at least there's enough room between the trigger and the color cup, so you can still have your finger over the front. The handle, no cutaway on this one, but personally I prefer solid handles. And you've got the adjustment wheel on the back so you can wind in and wind out to control the amount of throw that you have on your trigger. So if I wind that in, you can see it's hardly moving. If I wind it completely out, then you're going to get the full double action. Nice smooth trigger. Actually feels like it's fitted with a soft spring, much like the PS.770 that I've got, which I believe now is the PS.771, but they seem to also have a really nice soft trigger. It also comes with the adapter so that you can hook up the hose that comes with this kit to the air canister. And you can see this is the hose there that you would hook up one end to the airbrush and the other end to that air canister adapter. Because I'm going to use a regular hose, I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this part. I'm not going to need that, but it's handy that they include it. So because I want to hook up a regular air hose, I'm going to hook up the male end of a quick connect. If you don't have a quick connect, you can just screw straight onto this fitting and click that in. And to test this airbrush, I'm just going to use a bit of Trident Indigo Blue at a 1:1 ratio, and my air pressure set at 30 psi. So I've got paint ready in the cup now to do some quick spray tests. I'm going to unscrew the air cap as I prefer airbrushing without it. It does expose the needle, so make sure that you always sit it down in a airbrush holder and you don't drop it, because you could damage the needle and fluid nozzle. So the 1:1 ratio that I mentioned that I'll be spraying at basically means equal parts paint and reducer. So this airbrush is a double action airbrush, which means that you press down for air, there won't be any paint coming out, and you pull back for paint. The more you pull back, the more paint will come out. I'll start off with 30 psi and this totally wound out so that I've got regular airflow, and then I'll also test by winding this in. You can hear it drops down the air pressure considerably. You may need to over thin the paint for that to really perform. But let's just do some general tests. So from a distance, getting nice easy coverage. Up close, pulling back, you can get a nice flow. I could actually over thin this. I find this is actually probably a bit too thick. You could get away with it, but I can see from the lines that if I thinned it out a little bit more, I'm going to get rid of this spray that's sort of happening around my line. Bit of tip drying. That's pretty stock standard when you're running the paint a bit thicker. Let's just make sure it's flowing well enough. There we go. Keep in mind as well that this is straight out of the packet. It's the first time I've ever used it. I like to wear in my airbrushes. I find the longer that you use them, they sort of tend to perform a little bit better over time. Alright, so just give you a better look at that completed spray test. You can see the broad spray, fine lines and what I was sort of talking about with the lines. A few more lines, dagger stroke, shaded circle. All in all, pretty good performance straight out of the box. So what I'm going to do now is thin the paint out more, and we're going to play around with the MAC valve. Okay, so I've left the PSI the same, but I've over thinned my paint. You can see how much finer it sprays now. So now I'm running at about 70% reducer, 30% paint. Now this is extremely thin, but you can see I'm getting a much more definite edge. And I can go nice and fine with the dots. So you can see, even though this is a 0.3mm needle, you can still create super fine dots. And a huge thank you to SprayGunner for sending this out for me to test. They've created a discount code for me to pass on to you guys, so you'll find that information in the description below, and that'll apply to any SprayGunner purchases that you make. You'll get 5% off. So it's working really nicely. So what I want to do now with the MAC valve is, I haven't adjusted the pressure on the compressor, that's still at 30 psi, and I'm just going to wind this in, and you can hear the pressure will drop. And because I've over thinned my paint, I'm going to run it at this really low pressure, which is probably about 10 psi. So normally if you'd turn your airbrush onto 10 psi, it'd start to spit and splutter and do all sorts of nasty things. With a MAC valve, that's the beauty of it, because you can adjust just the pressure in the front that's being released rather than the pressure that's coming in from your compressor. So let's start off with some real fine dots. So you can see I'm still able to do the dots no problem. Starting to tip dry. It will tip dry a bit more, that's why you got to over thin your paint. You can see really fine there. And for those of you that are just starting out, tip drying is when paint starts to dry up on the end of your needle. So what you do is you pick it off really carefully with your fingernail, or you can use like a bit of a cotton bud or a denture brush, something that's not aggressive, and just be very careful with it and pick that off. Otherwise paint will continue to build, and eventually your airbrush is going to be not performing well at all. I'll pop a link to a video explaining more about tip drying in the description as well. So you can see really nice fine detail. So the MAC valve definitely helps. Okay, so we're just going to use this template and render one of these small skulls as a quick demo. Show you how fine you can actually go with this. Add in a bit of an eyeball. So making it appear as though it's stretched out. So you can see no problem going fine with this airbrush, even though it's got a 0.3, that MAC valve really does help. So there you have it, just a quick little rendering of a skull. You can see how easily the airbrush can achieve those finer details, no problem at all, even with a 0.3mm needle. Closer look at the skull, the lines, the dots. So this is all with that thinner mix. Be sure to check out some of the other videos and playlists that I've got listed here. And until next time, go grab your airbrush, do some amazing artwork yourself, and I'll see you again very, very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.